seeing all the faces in the chat. We got Diana Boyd. We got Pamela from Keno Lady Adventures. Slot Gypsy Jackie's in the house. Diana Boyd, Chris Thompson, Chris and Rick from Chicago. Susan VP. Good morning. Next week's guest, Susan VP. This is so excited. I'm so excited to share because her parents are quite impressive. So we're going to brag about them. Diana Boyd. We got Quick Honey Slots in the house. What's up, buddy? Whenever you're ready, lost my train of thought. Whenever you're ready, Doris, click that link. We're going to get going. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. We got a very nervous guest coming on today. Had a nice, there she is right there. Let's go. There she is right there. Let's go. Hey, if you have your computer there, turn the sound down on your computer.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have your computer.
Down.
There we go. Good morning.
Good morning, Bubba.
How are you
Hi,
today?
Ellen.
She's going to come out. She's on, since she's retired, she's on island time. So she's in the shower right now. So she wanted to make sure she came on and said hi. So, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for joining us today, Doris.
My pleasure.
We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna brag about your family and your awesome husband and how you got into Keno Nation and your own channel now. I mean, you waited long enough, right?
Just wanted to join everyone having fun.
Oh my gosh, you've been nothing but a pleasant person to be around, and your interactions with us. You've been there from the beginning, and you even have it on your hand. And we're gonna brag about your hand. Matter of fact, let's just start it off. For the folks who don't know, she has it tattooed on her hand. Can you show that off real quick?
Well, if I can.
There it is. That's so awesome. You had it on tattoo before Keno Nation 4, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. So, well, let's just dive right in. We settled. Keno. Everybody's coming to the house. Renee Donovan, Keno Kid, Bradley Jones, Becky A. This is fantastic. So,
hi everybody.
Welcome to the show. We're going to do some housework real quick before we get going. The list of guests is growing we're already into October, so let's get the list. So this week, of course, our lovely friend Doris from the Tampa Bay area. Next week, Susan VP, a huge supporter of the Keno Nation family. Can't wait to talk to her next week. EJV, a young man, I believe he's a DJ, but he started following Keno Nation not too long ago. He couldn't wait to get on, so he joined. Ann Stevens, our friend from the Palms, who's now our host at Circa. She's joining as a guest, and we'll talk about the Keno side of the casino side of things, and more about Ann for sure. Elaine McGrew's in the 27th. September 3rd, Diana Boyd's coming. September 10th, Jackie of the Slot Gypsies. She's in the chat right now. Can't wait to talk to Jackie. She's a good friend of the channel. September 17th, Michelle's brother, Rainmaker's coming on. We're going to get all the dirt on the Keno Nation side of things with the Quick Honeys and the Michelles and the brother-sister challenges between those two. We got Chris and Lou from the Florida area on September 24th. Billy and Marissa, you're going to love those guys. I met them on a cruise ship a couple of years ago, and they're fans of the channel. Billy is a jeweler for the celebrities in the Beverly Hills area. He has all the professional athletes and the celebrities in the Los Angeles area. He makes the jewelry for those guys, so he'll have some fun celebrity stories. And then still to schedule is Jeremy Kelly. Last $2 slots is still Misty Mitch from the Philippines. Just talked to her yesterday. She's going to travel, so we're going to get her scheduled for sometime in October, and we're all set. But today, good morning, Doris.
Hi.
See, now you're not nervous anymore, right?
A little bit still.
That's all right. So here we get going. So you grew up in Tampa.
Yes.
Talk about your folks.
Born and raised. Well,
born and raised.
Yes. My father was from Pennsylvania, and my mom was in Indiana, and they apparently met on her high school trip going to Washington, D.C. He was the bus driver.
Oh. So they were doing that trip because they still do it for the 8th graders here in San Diego.
Yeah. Well, they fell in love. Then we had the 7
kids. Wait. So they fell in love as 8th graders?
No. She was a high school senior.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was an 8th grader. Just kidding.
Oh. No. He was a well-established person.
Well, I'm going to use that. Well, I'm well established now, so I'm going to take one button off. There we go. representing
Okay.
the Padres today. So,
Okay. Oh, hi,
um,
Padres.
and and big family, Doris.
Yes. Well, they had Stephen. That's my oldest brother. He's
Yeah,
deceased. And they wanted another boy. So the
and they kept
next
trying.
time, they had twin girls. So they tried
Wow.
again. I came. They tried again and again and again. So we have Stephen, Charlene, Darlene, me, Miriam, Daphne, and Catherine. And then my dad never got his other boy.
Wow. And then he locked them up. He said,
Yeah.
no,
Well, the doctor told my mom, no more.
no more. Yeah, probably. And that's a busy house. I mean, John Graham last week, he had a busy house. Your house is even busier.
It was. My poor brother. Oh, all those
So,
girls.
so what's the age range of all? What's the oldest to the youngest?
Well, right
Or the,
now,
yeah.
well, my brother has passed and one of my sisters has passed.
Sorry about
So
that.
it's all right. Darlene is now, I see, she's 4 years older than me. So she's going to be, never mind, from 70 to about 50.
So remember, you have free reign today. There's nothing off limits today. So that's okay. So when you were growing up, so then you said, how old were you when you moved back to moved to Miami?
Yes, my three little sisters were born down in Miami. See, my father
Okay.
he was at that time in his season, he was a balloon person for the airport, meteorologist kind of like.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we had to stay close to airport, so he kept being transferred. So we went from Miami back to Tampa.
So here's how funny this is. So we're on a Keno Nation chat. It's the second week in a row we brought up meteorology because
Yeah,
John Graham 2 weeks, and that's an odd coincidence. So
yes.
John, knock your socks off. We got another meteorologist in the family.
Well, it started out, he was on the boat going from Jamaica and back, taking the winds because they only had the buoys back then. This is early 50s
Yeah.
through the 50s. And then he went in and got on land and did for the airports.
A quick shout out,
Collecting,
John
yeah.
Graham, $5 super chat. Thanks, Chase, for all you've done for Keno Nation, bringing Keno
Thank
subscribers.
you, John.
Thank you so much, John, for the support. I mean, you've been so kind to me. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. That's cool. So, and you said you're previously married,
Yes.
and you have two wonderful children, apparently.
Yes, I have
Or am I
Eric and
assuming that they're
Deanne.
wonderful?
They are wonderful.
Okay.
My daughter Deanne was born on Christmas,
Oh my gosh.
and she has two.
Can I ask? I've always Christmas babies. Is that a curse or a blessing, present wise, when you're a kid?
Well, actually, I believe it's a curse, but I always made sure she had two gifts.
Two extra gifts.
Yes.
Yeah.
One was birthday and one was Christmas.
I know when you get grown. Because I've had some folks that I've been friends with, and their kids are like the 24th or 26th, and it's always like, it's my birthday today, but everybody's there for something else.
Yeah, but I always told her everybody's celebrating your birthday along with Jesus.
There we go. There we go. So, what was your daughter's name again?
Deanne.
Are they watching this today?
I hope so.
Hi, Dan. Your mom's awesome. What's your boy's name?
Eric.
What do they do?
Eric works for Scrap Metal, and
Okay.
my daughter works for a United Healthcare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's input, output, legal. I don't know.
Yeah. Pushes the logistics for all this stuff, right?
Right. She's been there well over 20 years.
Wow. Yeah. So when you divorced your first husband, we're going to go into stuff. In '86, you started at the. Tell me your work. Your
All
work.
right. I was working at the daycare during the day, and other family members told me to go ahead and apply. So I went down, took the test, and they offered me a part-time casual job, is what it was called, at the
At the postal
office.
service.
Yes,
Yeah.
in '86. And I proved myself so well, they offered me a full-time position in '87.
That's awesome. We have a common link. I applied. I was at SeaWorld I started SeaWorld in '85, and I'm still at SeaWorld. But I took the post office test probably '87-ish because we were making no money. And I wanted to be a carrier. And the test
Mm-hmm.
at the time was you had 4 addresses on, and it was multiple choice, and you had to put the addresses in the right zone in the test.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same test. So they said only study 3 of the zones. So when you go down the test, if it's not in the zone you remember, that's in the 4th zone. So that makes the test easier. But it was
Yeah.
on those, remember those old Scantron sheets where it's A, B, C, D, blah, 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 and you go down. So of course, about 50 questions in, I realized I skipped a line. So all the answers were wrong after like question 13. So I'm like, I'm erasing like crazy. And I go, I guess I didn't
No,
pass it.
no. Actually, I took it 3 times. One for a carrier, clerk carrier, and I took a
Hmm.
mail handler, and I took another one. I forgot what it was. Anyway, I passed with 97 on the clerk one. And I get in there, and they assigned me the most hardest scheme to learn. And
Oh
back
man.
then, you had to memorize. It was all the zip codes in Tampa.
Oh my
Thankfully,
gosh.
I lived here all my life, so
Okay.
I pretty much knew the boundaries of all the streets anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got that under my belt, and I left because I stayed at the airport post office. I never went to any of the stations. I stayed at the
Okay.
big house. The big house is what it was called. Well, it still is. And I left the city side and applied for Scan Where You Ban, where you just weighed the packages and assigned them to airplanes.
So a viewer, Ed the mailman says, "Hey, Doris the mailman."
So I was an air records processor, and all I did was weigh the packages or the parcels or the
Okay.
bags and assign the airline flight to them, which was all done in the computer, put the label on and shot it down the roller. That was it.
But you make it sound so simple but when you're new, it's like,
Oh,
oh my God,
no,
am I putting the right sticker on
no.
and blah blah blah.
It's hard work, heavy work, but
Yeah. I've seen
I
videos of the big warehouses where it's these things are going through these chutes and letters are going this way and box. It's speedy work.
it is,
Yeah.
and very monotonous and very you got to do this, got to do this, got to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. I do want to bring up, so before we get going, um, in 1991, more importantly at the post office, you met someone.
Yes, I met my husband, my soulmate, my
And
love.
you used the word soulmate, and that's, can you just,
Yes. I knew when he became my friend, he still is my friend.
yeah.
When I was having the problems with the other. And we fell in love. It was from friendship to love, and we still are best friends.
And what's so cool is you guys are a Valentine's Day couple.
Yes. Well, we wanted to make sure we both remembered our anniversary.
it's that
There's no way to
it's
forget
that
it.
simple. It's
Yes.
that simple.
But we didn't get married until 2000
I
because
want you
he
to I
wanted,
want you to brag about Marino. Talk about him.
okay. The man is a Marine.
Mm, thank him for that service.
Yes, he got out of the Marine Corps, went into the Air Force, got out of the Air Force and went into the Navy.
Mm.
And now
So he's been in the Marines, Air Force, and Navy. Oh my
yes,
gosh!
yes. And the Navy gave him his hearing aids and told him he can't come back in.
Was that too many time around jets or something? Or oh yeah,
Yeah. He is my love. I mean, I'm so thankful every day I have him with me.
yeah.
His, I'm sitting looking at him.
Hey,
And I,
everybody, say hi to Marino. That guy is an awesome guy. Doris, hey Marino.
Papa,
They're all
you
chatting for
want
you,
to come
buddy.
over? You want to come over and say hi?
If you can.
Yeah, he's using his rollator. He'll come over.
We've seen pictures of him on your Facebook stuff and some of your YouTube posts.
You all right?
Yeah.
He's coming. I'm
Nice,
telling you,
nice.
he is my everything. I know sometimes I say I need a break, which sometimes every caretaker
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
But here he is.
yeah.
Here, baby.
Hey, Marino,
Good.
buddy. How are you, man?
Here, you must.
We can't hear me.
You must
Good
take
to
a
see you.
seat. Yeah, and now he's been all over the world with all his services, so he has more life to talk about than I do. Hi.
How are you, buddy?
You want to say anything to anyone? Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Oh, man,
Excuse me.
we've known about you for a long time, buddy.
This oxygen sort of like
I know. It's all right.
drives you out.
That's my baby. That's my life.
Nice. I'm so
You
glad
said-
you brought him on.
Thank you for that meeting.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It's a
awesome.
pleasure
All right.
meeting
Now-
everybody.
And back
Yeah.
to my children.
Yes.
They both have two girls. I'm not going to get a grandson.
Oh my
I know
God! So
that
you've
much.
gone. Is that 9 girls in a row now? With your
No,
mom, and then your mom's 5, and then the 4 grandchildren, 9 girls in a row. Oh my gosh! Marina doesn't stand a chance.
No. All right. Deanne had Daisy and Delilah, and they are
Oh, pretty
8
names.
and 9. Those are my granddaughters for Deanne. And Eric gave me Annabelle and Lily. They are
Oh,
both
pretty names.
teenagers.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they're right now in Tennessee with her parent. She went up there to visit her family for a summer vacation, so I don't think they're watching. But hi, Annabelle and Lily. I know you're going to catch it later. And Daisy and Delilah.
Nice.
Hi, honeys.
John
Okay.
Graham says you might need to play a 9 spot for all the girls in your family. So, 8 and 8. A lot of people in the room today. This is so fun. And the teenagers, you said they're all teenagery?
Yeah, they have nothing but their phones, and every now and then they'll call and say, "Hi, Grandma, I love you," and that's it.
So, I mean, when you say teenager and phone, that's like a given, right? At this point in time, the way things are going.
Yeah.
Becky A says grandbabies are the best. I'm assuming they love their grandma. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mimo.
Mima.
Well, yes.
Yeah. So now that we're going to get into the Keno stuff a little bit, but I didn't know this, and I don't think anybody knew this, but you collect frogs.
Yes, I did. I still have over 1,000, but they're all packed up into 4 boxes for the grandgirls because they were just getting too much dusting and cleaning and stuff. So I just packed each one of them up. The grandbabies are going to get their fair share. I do have a few still lying around, but I have from rings to necklaces to vases to you name it, I have it.
So what started? I mean, I've heard my grandma used to collect roosters. My next door neighbor, she didn't ever ride a horse, but she collected horses and of all sizes. And she passed away. My neighbor passed away about 2 years ago, and her husband didn't know what to do. There was one room, the walls were lined with shelves, and there must have been 2,000 ceramic or leather or plastic or whatever. And some of them were like very, very expensive. Are you in that? You said 1,000 frogs?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000 frogs.
Yes. From
Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate you.
Musicals, boxes, everything you can think of that they put a frog on. I got pillows, towels. One year I got a whole complete set of towels with frogs on them. Yes.
What started that?
When I turned 16, my mother gave me a card that had a little ceramic frog in it. And that's when I started collecting them. I still have that one's not in none of the boxes.
Wow.
Yep.
That is an interesting collection. I mean, I used to collect baseball cards, and my collection ended one day, and my older brother, Glenn, I still rue this day. I came home one day, and you guys know that baseball cards get value and up and down.
Yeah.
There's a whole collection thing. I came home one day, and he didn't go to school one day, and I came home, and he took my entire baseball card collection and glued them to his walls, and he made his bedroom walls wallpaper my card collection.
Oh my God.
And I come home and I'm like going, do you?
What?
That is a true story. You talk about I had thousands, and then the sad part is when I was 7 years old, my father's friend said, "Hey, you look like you're into this thing, and he gave me a box from 1950s, and those went on the wall too. So they went from a lot of value to zero in one day because you can't tear them. I mean, they're ruined, right? So I don't know how much money went on the wall, but that was expensive. I had some favorite cards back in the day. I had a Thurman Munson rookie card, and I know you say you're not a sports person, but Thurman Munson was a superstar catcher for the Yankees back in the '70s, and that was one of my favorite cards. And Dave Winfield rookie, and all these other things, which were nowadays are really valuable. So I don't know how much money went on that. And Elmore's glue and baseball cards. And I walked in, the entire wall on one side of his room is covered in one by one baseball cards, and they're only like this big, right? He spent all day ruining my collection. Becky, right? Oh no, true story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They're all loving you're here. Michelle said one of the nicest things. Two of her favorite people in the same room. She says she's traveling. Thanks,
Safe
Michelle.
journey.
Yeah, I love you guys. She's going live tonight from Vegas, instead of doing Keno and Coffee and Keno this morning. Michelle's doing. Make sure you go to the 7 o'clock Quick Hundy Slots live with Michelle in Las Vegas. And talk about it. Those guys get to go to Vegas all the time. Their work life is so cool that they get to fit that in for all of us, and they film a lot for us. And we hope you're the best, Michelle. Knock out some hand pays and some fun stuff tonight on your live.
Oh
I
yeah.
think you guys are still on your live stream drop for hand pays. But it's coming. We all know it's coming. We're all cheering like crazy. Did you guys all catch Rob and Brenda's live? They were live a couple of times this weekend from Vegas, and they're traveling from Vegas today. So back to Michigan. There is a couple of us. I'll say the five of us. We're doing a secret rendezvous in Las Vegas. I won't say the dates, but we're jonesing for some time together. So we'll fit it in. It's going to be an unannounced weekend in Las Vegas, and it's coming soon. Just so you guys know, because I'm kind of off it for a while because all the traveling, and we spent a lot of money on that cruise, so we're doing it. So now let's get everybody's dying of this. You're one of the original Keno Nation followers, like way back, like when I was less than 100 subscribers. You were there, and you are. I'm not an emoji guy. I'm very bad at using. I use the same ones all the time. Doris's comments to me, she would use this parade of emojis on the screen. She almost like it's an own language.
Yeah, I was new to it. I didn't know. I was afraid. I was afraid of misspelling. I was new. Those were easy.
So what and this question is going to ask all the guys on the show, what got you, were you always a Keno player for one?
Yes, I love Keno, and during the episode we were all stuck at home with.
Yeah.
I was watching YouTube, learning about it because I'm old school. And there was Neely 777 was playing Keno at Dottie's. From there,
Dottie's is, if you guys don't know, Dottie's is a little locals. They have like 9 or 10 in town.
Then I saw Cash or Crash.
Yeah.
And then I saw It's JBTV with Cash or Crash. And I knew he was from Orlando area, so I went through and contacted JB, and he became my bestie. Yeah. From there, it was Keno Nation Floodgate, and I fell in love. I had a family that I could sit and watch.
Yeah. And you said that from day one, and you and I think a lot of folks in this chat, and they come in all the time. We are a community, and we consider ourselves a family because I've known all your names, and I've known your name until, and this is a true story. We got to Keno Nation 4, and I was checking into the hotel, and I hear this, and I turn around, and there's a face I know running up. I've been waiting to hug you for 2 years, and we almost cried in each other's arms.
Yeah.
It's like hugging my sister.
Yes, it is. We are family. I know that's really corny, but we are.
No, I don't think it's corny at all. I don't think it's corny at all. And I've said a couple of times, but I go the Keno crowd, and I call them tribal because we all play the same machines. We know which ones we like. We know we play our favorite numbers. They want to know your favorite numbers, by the way, when we get to that in a second. But we all, like when I go to the Barona, it's the same 10 people trying to get on the same 8 machines. So if you're not on, you're hanging out talking to. I have this, And I think it's the same way you guys and JB. I think you guys have the same story. Yeah. Um, what made you decide if you guys just got the room? What made you decide to tattoo it on your hand?
Because it is my family.
Oh my gosh.
I've got Bliss, which is my maiden name, and Keno Nation is my family. So I'm serious. I have my maiden name, Bliss, that's my
Okay.
family. And then the Keno Nation. It's
That's amazing.
my
Do you
family.
have tattoos anywhere else?
I have 17 tattoos.
Yes. Really?
Yes.
No.
My first one was a frog, of course. And my supervisor at the time at the post office, he was a sergeant major in the Marine Corps, and he looked at me and he goes, I hope it don't affect your work tonight. I went, no, it won't. He goes, do not get any more. They're addicting. I said, I promise I won't.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, but right when you're
Yeah.
saying that Keno Kids comment goes up, I have Bubba tattooed on me in an undisclosed location. I'm
Oh,
not ending it laugh.
no, there is no undisclosed locations. I have them up here. I mean, I have the last words my father said to me was "me
Oh my
too."
gosh.
I had that tattooed with and my kids' names.
What
Yeah, but
was your dad's last words?
he said, "Me too." When he was taking him away in the ambulance, I said, "I loved you," and he never would say, "I love you" back to any of us kids. It was always "me too." The "I love you" was for my mom. The kids, we was
Got
"me
it.
too." Okay, so when I grabbed his big toe as they were getting ready to close the doors, I said, "I love you," and he pulled his mask down. And he says, "Me too," and that's the last I saw.
Oh my God.
And I have it right here. I don't well,
There it
wait,
is.
it's there. It's "me too."
You
And
know,
so,
here's how funny life is. With Ellen and I tell each other we love each other, but if I'm in a hurry, I always just go
Hang
two.
loose.
And oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional. That's bringing it home for me right now because Ellen and I have been together. Our anniversary is tomorrow. Our 29th wedding anniversary is tomorrow, and 32 years together. And we celebrated yesterday was National Chicken Wing Day. So here's how funny I am.
oh yeah,
It was
that's
national.
it.
It was National Chicken Wing Day yesterday. So we celebrated yesterday because I go, "Oh,
50-50.
I want some chicken wings." So
I got it close.
but because tomorrow
Yeah.
I'm tied up. I'm working a long day tomorrow, and she's got some stuff. One of her friends' mother passed away, so she's helping her friend clean the house
My
out tomorrow. So
condolences.
yeah. She was the maid of honor in our wedding, so Ellen's helping out. So is Ellen coming? There she is.
Hi, Ellen.
Hey.
Do you want here? They're screaming for you.
Oh, no.
Say something.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for all your well wishes.
She's so
Doris.
beautiful.
Love you.
29 years of marriage tomorrow, guys.
Oh, my God.
Woohoo! 30s
And
will be better.
happy anniversary and Wing Day, Bubba. Thank you so much.
Weekday.
Yes.
That's where we went for our
Well, I just told them that we went for anniversary. We went to this Korean place called
wings.
Pelicano, the #1 chicken wing place in San Diego for Korean wings. Amazing. A little pricey, but worth the money. And if you guys don't know, so if you heard last week, Ellen and I are 100% locked in next Labor Day in Buffalo, New York. We're going out to see John Graham and
99%.
the. No,
Awesome.
we're 100%. We're going because I'm getting close to retiring, and that's going to be on the bucket list, and I'm just going to make it fit it in. So if you got nothing to do next September Labor Day, let's have a Keno Nation party in Buffalo, New York at the Buffalo Wing Festival. So
Open it.
I'm heading on now. Bye, guys. Love you.
she go.
Thank you, Doris.
Bye,
She loves you. Ellen's going to have coffee with her girlfriends on Sunday, like she always does. So yeah, so September next year, Labor Day weekend. So let's see. Thank you so much, guys. You're always so awesome. Chris and Rick said 40 years. June 11th was Rick and I. How? 40 years.
Wow.
Congratulations. Shuffle off the Buffalo. Thank you guys for being here. So now let's go and get in. So do you have your favorite set of Keno numbers? Everybody wants to know all the favorite numbers. So
Yes, I have the 3 frogs on a log. And it's the 5s without the 65. And I know
that's
they
what
look
that means. Yeah, I knew there was something to that. It didn't make sense when we put them in.
Yeah.
Say it again. 3 frogs on a log.
Yeah, and it's just the 5s and then everyone they're turtles, but they're not. They're my frogs. And it's just 3 sets of them. And I really like it because it's like, do you remember the Budweiser commercial?
Yes. Yes, the 3 guys.
3 frogs sitting on a log going, Budweiser.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
John Graham said last week too, he says, we've created a Keno language because before it was just numbers on a screen, but now all the shapes have names. That's a new one. Three frogs on a log.
Log, yep.
That's so funny. I hope your family's watching because there's a lot of fun stories being told today. So, hi everybody. John, how was your family viewing party of the thing from last week?
You all right?
Yeah. So Emily also forgot to bring in. You're the family member. You have a puppy named
Snoopy, which is running around right now, but he won't come on command. He's still a puppy.
Okay.
Yeah, Snoopy.
He went to the kitchen.
Will you pick him up so I can show him?
He won't let me.
I know he won't let you pick. He only wants to be picked up when he wants to be picked up.
Yes.
Nope. Nope. Now, if I had a snack, maybe. I don't know. He's my companion.
So Becky has a Keno specific question. Doris, what's the background to always picking 57? If you don't mind sharing that.
That's the year I was born.
No, that's too simple.
It's easy year to remember.
Yeah. If you guys know, my bell starts at number 14. Number 14 is my favorite number. And it's because when I was growing up, I wore 14 on every jersey I ever played in. My favorite player back in those days was Dan Fouts. He was the quarterback of the San Diego Chargers. And Pete Rose was the guy. There's Snoopy.
There he is. That's
Hey, buddy.
He's a very, very bad dog. But I love him. Yeah.
How long have you had him?
I got him November 9th.
Okay, just less than a year.
Yeah. He's turned 11 months old. Hey. No, wait a minute, 10 months old. I can't remember. I just know I wanted him fixed and chipped.
Oh, he's chipped.
Yes. And he doesn't really go outside. I did buy a stroller so I could take him to the casino if I ever get a chance to go.
So now you're starting to sound a little Paris Hilton there with the stroller for the dog.
No. It's only so he won't run around at the casino if I go.
Thanks, everybody. Any more questions for Doris in here while we're going through this? It's a lot of fun. Are you nervous anymore?
No.
It's just family.
I'm talking to my brother.
That's right. It's just family telling stories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I've been waiting for this. I think a lot of the viewers have been waiting for this when they heard you were doing this, because you've supported all of us, and you're in every chat, you're in every comment, you're in everything, and you're such a mainstay in this thing. We appreciate you more than you know. So
I appreciate you all. You give me my little break and outlet during the day.
Yeah. It really, and that's the whole thing about this thing is I am so fortunate to be able to. There's EJV in the house right there. EJV's coming on in. Let me get it. He's coming on in 2 weeks.
It's my bestie in the house.
Is JB? I haven't seen JB yet.
No,
I don't think. Not that maybe I missed. I don't know. Looking right now, I don't see him yet. Did he know you were coming on, right? Did he know you were coming on?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Tammy, his wife, said good luck. Yes.
Okay. Michelle bought a stroller to keep Brian. Ken, you're killing me. Yes. So there was a text. And I won't give you the result, but Brenda hit a hand pay on DaVinci Diamond, and she sent it to us.
Okay.
'Cause every time we do something, the 5 of us, the original 5, we're in a group text that's lasted. It's probably two and a half. Brian, it's about 2.5 years long, and we always share our wins with each other before we post them on.
Right.
And my comment to them yesterday, because I'm not a fan of DaVinci Diamonds at all, and I said, "Congrats, Brenda," and then I said, "Angel on my left shoulder, don't play it, Brenda. It's a trap." That game hates me, and I think I rate it because I always talk about top and bottom Keno as the desert wasteland of Keno because there's no point to that game, and I've only known.
I don't understand that one half the time.
because you're winning. You're winning before you push the button, and you just watch the money just disappear every
Yeah,
spin.
and
There's no
it's
rhyme or
like,
reason for
no, it's a big letdown.
it. Exactly. And Keno Kid's on board with me. I appreciate Keno Kid just for that. Yeah, Brian. Easily 2 years. We've had a long running 5-person chat with the boys, Rob, Wayno, John, Brian, and myself, and we cut each other up. And I don't think a day goes by when we're saying like brothers, which is the whole point of what you just said. The 5 of us brothers, we talk every day, every day. I don't talk to my own brothers every day. My brothers David and Glenn. Glenn's in Ormond Beach, Florida, and David's traveling the country in an RV. He's living an RV lifestyle, loves it.
Mhm.
Both retired police officers. So I always say, because I would never want to. I never shot a gun in my life, and they've done the whole thing, and they retired with great careers as police officers. Glenn was a former Marine and went from the Marines into the police department. And David was I got him a job at SeaWorld years and years and years ago, but the whole time he was taking what do you call it? The police academy school before you go to the academy. What do they call it? I don't even know what they call it. And then he got in the academy, and he spent almost 30 years as a cop, and Glenn spent almost 28 years as a cop, and they're both retired. They got to retire at 50, but they earn that retirement because police officer
Mhm.
job is a stressful every day because you never know something.
Nope.
Some person could do something really stupid and put them in a position every day that's not the most comfortable position. So for all those cops out there, and I think Chris said it well the other day when we had our chat, is for all the first responders, firefighters, and military folks, can't thank you guys enough because you guys keep
I
this
know.
world. Yeah, so appreciate that. So 3 frogs. I'm gonna remember that 3 frogs on a log.
Yes.
What are the numbers again? And I'm gonna put them in the chat.
Okay, it's down the 5s, but not 65. I don't
Oh,
like
so
that.
5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55,
And 75.
and 75, and
No,
then
no 65. And then you start at the top and just make the little turtles for you, frogs with the head
yeah.
down. And the head will hit the other frog, and the head will hit the other. And especially on Clio, you can hit 2 or 3 cards if those numbers come in.
So on the numbers, it doesn't matter where the frogs are. It just you put them where you want them.
Just down the line. With the head of the frog will hit the other body of the next frog.
Okay. Add your frogs. That's what I'm writing. There we go.
Well,
5. Add your frogs.
you can check my channel. I have the pattern on one of my little short videos.
Okay. Great segue because you mentioned it now. If you guys did not know, Doris has a Keno channel now called Doris Loves Keno. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to Doris Loves Keno. That's why when we did the thumbnail, it was just Doris Keerezy. She says, "Can you please put Doris Loves Keno?" Because we're all proud of you. So you're already approaching 1,000 subscribers, aren't you?
Oh, no, I think I'm 180, 76 or 77.
Oh, okay. You just started the channel.
Yeah, I just started. I put a little short that I had on my phone a long time ago for the very first video.
Yeah.
And then I've made another one making my Tokyo tea because Sister Yoshi just made it sound so delicious, and I'm not going to be able to get out to go get one. So I went and bought all the ingredients
Did you? They're very
to make
potent
it
if you don't know.
myself. Oh,
Yeah.
it is. And
It's
I
very
love them. I love them. But check my video out. I made it.
Okay, cool. If you guys all can leave the chat here today, if you're not subscribed so far, make sure you go to Doris's channel, Doris Loves Keno. Hit that like and subscribe and start watching her videos. She's got a few, and I think we all start. I mean, when I first put my video out, my first video out, you guys know me. I'm never quiet anymore. My first video, I didn't say a word until the end. I said, "Oh, 7 spot. That's how you hit." My wife. The funniest thing is, I make fun of my wife all the time. In my first video ever, it's 47 seconds long, and she's like, "You had a 7 spot. Oh my god!" So I go, "Oh my god!" So we laugh about it to this day because Ellen she's so fun to be around, and
She is.
she talked more in my first video than I did, and now you can't shut me up. So are you enjoying doing the Keno channel part now?
Well, sorta. I like checking every morning to see if anybody watched it, and
Right.
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
all do. That's the part. Thanks for putting that out, Brian. She just put your link out for yourself, though. Doris
Thank
Keerezy. Everybody,
you.
click that link, guys, and get that subscription in for Doris. She deserves our support because she supports every one of us every single day. So, um,
I'm not doing it to become
I know, but you're doing it for
making
fun.
money. No, I'm doing it so I can be remembered by people. I don't want
Oh,
to, I just don't want to, leave this world and not leave something besides my children. And I want other people to know about me. I don't want to be super famous, but I want people to know I love them for being in my life.
That's your legacy.
there's JB right there. He just checked in, Doris.
My bestie.
Hey, JB, what's up, buddy? Doris, I don't think, and I can say this as your brother, I don't think we're ever going to forget you. So,
I
we
hope not.
we all did this for fun, but I think what you just said is, I don't think we're ever going to forget you. Um, and I think today, if you guys please, all you guys in the chat, please share this out. We're gonna share Doris's and her sentiments and her lovely family and her 9 consecutive girls out with the with the world. And we want to make sure that we honor Marino for serving in the Marine Corps, the Air Force, and the Navy before
Navy,
he,
yes.
and then the U.S. Postal Service, which is also a service to the
Oh yeah,
community.
yeah. He worked for the post office. That's where I met him. So he
Yeah.
retired from there
But I'm saying he's served the community in 4 different
4 times. I
capacities.
know. Yes, yes,
How
yes.
that's how impressive is that for one, and the amount of patience it takes in the intestinal fortitude to serve in 3 different military branches of service. I don't know that there's a lot of people that can do that. And I can even say that. So, um, and because I feel the same way about Ellen wrote the word soulmate, one of our first little googly-eyed gift cards to each other, because she was previously married as well, and our oldest son is my stepson, but they moved in with me when he was 2, and I raised her son, and that comes with its own set of challenges, um, you know, with the ex-husband and the blah 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 and all that stuff that gets crazy when you first do it. But Ellen called me her soulmate 31 and a half years ago, and it's real. I mean, I don't know that I could ever be me or without her supporting me or guiding me or correcting me. Although I don't like the passenger seat driving correcting part of it, but I think that's an innate woman thing when there's the passenger in the car. But yeah, I feel the same way. I go, Ellen, it would be devastating to me if that was not part of my life at this point. So, but we also met at work, and we were hired 7 days apart back in 1985. And who's that in the background that just walked by?
My son, he just
Get over
came.
here.
He's going out the door.
Hey, Ronald.
He's got things to do and people to see.
Oh my gosh. Somebody said I see Michael. Um, yeah, they're all saying thanks to Marino. Side seat. Oh, Chris Thompson, side seat driver. Chris Thompson, are you a side seat driver too? I think when she drives, I just look out and see things I use because I never get to just to look out the car. There's a funny story. There's a church 3 blocks. It's literally right around the corner, 3 blocks from our house.
What?
And I drive everywhere when we go road tripping and stuff, which is because that's what we just do. That's the way it worked out. She likes being the passenger.
Okay.
Anyway, we drove
No,
by
the
the church the other day.
navigator. She's the navigator.
Navigator. Is that what we're calling it now? Navigator? Where to park and how to park and go over there and blah, blah. Anyway, we're driving by this church that's 3 blocks away, and it's, hey, look at the new statue out front. And she looks at me. She goes, Bub, that's been there for 20 years. And I'm like, what? And I never seen it. It's so you can't miss it when you drive by. Never seen it before in my life, so I'm always driving. I'm a very tunnel vision driver, and I look around. I'm focused when I drive. So,
Well, I've always been the navigator, but since Papa's medication that they changed, he's no longer able to drive. So it's me now,
yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
like driving, but I have to.
Pamela says she's a great navigator. That's that. I'll let Mike judge that, Pamela. I'm not going to touch that one. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you guys are all here and getting to enjoy Doris today. Anything? Do you play the same frog numbers all the time, or do you have a? I know everybody uses the bread and butter. Everybody uses the turtles, and
Yeah, I like to move around, but I do like my frogs.
yeah. I haven't changed. I mean, I play the bell. even when I know on Cayman, I usually go to the bread and butter because it's just my muscle memory. I have to force my hand to the left
Force
because
it over. Force it over.
I've been playing the same round. I've said it many times, probably 15 to 20 years, just because that's what I do. So, I mean, my youngest son turned 24 a couple weeks ago on July 1st, and he was 8 when I played. So what is that? 16. So I've been playing the same numbers for 16 years, all based on going like this one time, and it showed up as O Reliable. That's how O Reliable
Yeah.
was discovered. And I hit a hand pay on the second spin that enabled to buy him a PSP. So, what made you pick the 5s as your log for your frog?
I just love the number 5.
Hmm.
Yeah. And the 65 is because of the bad year.
That makes total
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Questions are coming in. What's your biggest jackpot?
Okay. When I first started at the Hard Rock,
Tampa.
Tampa Hard Rock. My sister showed me, it was a sit down, just one regular old thing, and I
Yeah.
put in. She said, just pick a roll, and this is when I'm okay. So I picked all the zeros, and I made a little postage stamp out of it, and they all came in.
No. Right off the
10 out,
bat?
10 out of 10.
Shut.
Swear to God.
10 out of 10.
Yes, and I got $5,000 because it was only one little quarter.
Yes.
And I was shocked, and my sister looked over at me, Darlene. She goes, "Do you know how rare that is?" I went, "What?" I didn't know.
10
What?
out of 10. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and
That's why they offer that
we
payout
had no
because
cameras to take pictures of it.
or it was you had to go okay, hold the what was the old Kodak Instamatic with the flash and you had to change. You only got
It's
4
not,
flashes that
I had nothing. So,
nothing.
but I've got it in my heart and my brain, so that's all I
10
care
out of
about.
10 on the
Yep,
first whack. That's crazy.
yep. And she just
There's a
like she
question
was.
out there. Brian's asking, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite TV show or movie?
I know this is going to sound cynical, but Jaws.
Are you serious? The original one.
Yes, the original one. It's just the way it was made. The back when it came out, how scary it was.
Yeah.
It made an impact.
You know, it's funny because if you look at that movie now, if you've ever been to Universal Studios, they had a Jaws. When you take Universal Studios
Right.
tour, there's a pond. Do you know how small the pond was that they used to shoot the shark videos? It was probably no bigger than like 3 swimming pools put side by side. So that was back in '77, I think it came out, something like that. After the book was
Oh,
written, it was originally a book. When the original Jaws, 70,
there
it was 70s,
73,
73.
73, 74, 75, something back then.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And that was scary then. The technology nowadays for movies is crazy.
Oh,
So another one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's a low budget. It's a gambling movie called Let It Ride with Richard Dreyfuss, and it's all about horse racing and a guy that's down on his luck, and then he has the one day where oh my God, Yoshi Slots, $2 super chat. We love you, Doris.
I love
Thank you,
you.
Yosh. Thank you, buddy. Talking about family, I met those guys when we were both in the 100, 200 subscriber list at Verona one day, and I met him and Mama and Sister Yoshi at Verona, nervous, like the same when I first met Brian and all those guys, nervous as all get out and not knowing what's going to happen. And they're the San Diegans, and now they're a family. So it's amazing what we talk about it. I mentioned that that's the human experience and how we can mend our lives with all these other people. Yeah. Mr. What does it say? Miss Iris, let it right. One of my yes, there's some like 4 or 5 movies in your life when you walk and you're flipping the channels and it's on. I'll never turn it off until it's over. That Rounders is one of them. Let It Ride. All of the Jason Bourne movies. I love all the Jason Bourne movies. But other than that, in any gambling movie, yeah, there's some great one-liner gambling lines in that movie. Let It Ride. It's so funny. Rocky, JB says Rocky. You guys put your favorite movies in the chat.
Yeah, put your favorite movies
Put
in
them
there.
up.
Papa, what's your favorite movie?
Sands of Iwo Jima.
Sands of Iwo Jima?
Oh my gosh, classic old movie.
Well, he is old.
Remember that.
So John Graham's Doris, did you like Kermit from the Muppet Show?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I have. I've got plenty of those, too.
You got
Matter of
20
fact,
Kermits.
yeah, I had, it was from the McDonald's skateboard, Little Frog.
Yes.
And it was a collectible. And I let Liliana play with it when she was younger, and she lost it.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I went out there and searched and searched and searched and dug up holes, and we never found it. I was so upset.
So we're gonna go. There's a bunch of movies coming in right now, and I got a surprise one from that. That surprised me about you, Brian. Annie Hall. Are you kidding me, Brian? Annie Hall. Oh my gosh. But somebody's mentioned the word Caddyshack. Caddyshack's also on the list of movies.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Caddyshack, the original version of Caddyshack was so good because Caddyshack 2 was horrible. It was so bad. So Dan Aykroyd trying to be Bill Murray, it didn't play out right. Randers is in there. Rudy, Chris Thomas, that makes total sense about the Rudy. What do we got here? We got Caddyshack, there's Doris, Annie Hall. Really, Annie Hall? Rounders is in there again. Sneakers. Sneakers is a great movie. That's the old. That's the Robert Redford and the behind the scenes CIA thing with the. That was a great movie.
I know there's one I like now that I didn't back then, and that's Airplane. I really.
Somebody just mentioned that. Airplane.
I take it now as, well, I didn't catch that then.
Yeah.
There were so many scenes. It's so funny.
You can tell we're an older crowd. Blazing Saddles, Airplane, Smokey and the Bandit. The original one, because the other two weren't that great, but the original Smokey and the Bandit was pretty good. Rain Man was Rain Man. We're all naming movies that are 30, 40 years old. Welcome to Keno Nation. Welcome to Keno Nation.
Well,
That's
that
so
just
funny.
means the movies today is not worth mentioning.
Yeah. And like Blaze, excuse me while I whips this out. No, Sling Blade, Sound of Music. That's a classic, Diana Boyd. Now, speaking of movies, one of my all-time favorite movies we watch it every year. It's a Wonderful Life, the Christmas time movies. That movie would play today as it did 50 years ago. It's a Wonderful Life is one of the classics, and we watch it every year because it's so good. Because it still reflects today's thought processes and back then. Jazzy Day said, "Coming to America." Yes, the original Eddie Murphy.
Now, there's one movie I've never seen. I know of it. I know the plot of it, but I've never actually sat and watched it, and that's E.T.
Oh my God! So you're the other one. I've never seen E.T. I think you and I are the only two, and I don't care to. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Imitation of Life. I love Sound of Music. There was one I just saw come to America. Airplane, White Christmas. There was all the John Hughes Police Academy, Sling Blade, Rain Man was good. Somebody just wrote Jazzy J's wrote something. Coming to America. It's a Wonderful Life. That's right. Doris, didn't I tell you? It's almost been an hour, and all we're doing is just shooting the crap. It's so fun. I want to remind all the folks about next few weeks. We got a list of people that have signed up to do the show. That's so fun. I'm going to read before we get out of here today. Dave, did you get that? You go, baby. I want to make sure I missed any movies in there. Let us market you. Hey, thanks for joining late. So next week, Susan VP is coming on.
I can't wait for that one.
She emailed me and says, I've been mulling this over about your offer, and she said, okay, I'll do it. So her notes she's already sent her notes in. Amazing. Talk about her. I can't wait to talk about her family. So that's next week, August 6th. August 13th, EJV is coming. He's a recent joining of Keno Nation. I think he's a DJ, and he's a young man. So we're going to get a younger version of all this stuff coming up on August 13th. August 20th, you guys have heard about her many times and saw her in a couple of chats from Keno Nation 4. Ann Stevens. She's now a host at Circa. She's going to give us her background and some of the casino versions of things about the casino life. On August 27th, Elaine McGrew. And on September 3rd, Diana Boyd in the chat. Diana Boyd's coming on September 3rd. Jackie of Slot Gypsies is coming on September 10th. September 17th, one of the most anticipated guests of all time, Rainmaker, Michelle's brother's coming on.
Woohoo!
He's hilarious in the chat. I can't wait to bring him on channel because I don't even think I've ever seen what he looks like. So he's so incognito. September 24th, one of your favorite people down in the Florida area, Chris and Lou, are coming on the 24th of September. And like I said before, October 1st, Billy and Marissa. Billy he's a viewer of the channel, mostly silent, but I met him on a cruise ship a couple years ago. We've become fast friends, and he's the jeweler for the celebrities in the Beverly Hills area. His jewelry shop is on the 9th floor of the AT&T building, and all of his clients are appointment only. He does a lot of the NBA players. He does a lot of the local movie celebrities. So that'll be, and I'm going to get him to talk to all the celebrity is what he can. And more. We still got Jeremy Kelly, Last $2, and Missy Mitch going to join. Ed Mailman just said any Keno Nation 6 updates.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there are dates being selected. The five of us have talked. Brian, so since I ran the show for the most part through Kenonation 4, John was the guy who did Kenonation 5. Brian and Michelle have grabbed the reins. They are the planners for Kenonation 6. We now have, and I've said this before, we have 3 properties asking us to join our group at their casinos now. So we went from, hey, can we come and kind of get in your way a little bit to now, hey, please bring because what casino wouldn't want, and we've raised the guest list from 100 to 125 now. And what casino wouldn't want
Right.
a group of people bringing 125 gamblers to their floor for not one day, 3 days,
Nice.
right? So Brian's going to do a great job putting that together. And those dates are coming. It's probably around the same time frame, March or April, depending on. We all want to make sure we're there too. So Ellen and I travel to Australia sometime in mid-April. So it's probably going to be. Don't quote me, but it's probably going to be before mid-April. All right, but Brian is working on that details right now. All right, Doris, did you have fun today?
Yes, so much fun. And anyone else coming up, don't be nervous. This is great and fun.
Yes. Thanks, everybody, for joining the fun and saying hi to our lovely sister. Doris loves Keno. Make sure if you're in the chat, Brian put the link out earlier. Go to Doris Loves Keno, subscribe to her channel. She just started out, so we won't forget you. Doris, we will not forget you. Trust me. Love you for being doing this.
Love you all. And all in the chat. I've been trying to read, but there's no way I'll ever be able to do a live.
You can, because on your phone, it's hard because it only shows 3 chats, and it just zips on by. So,
Yeah.
thank you guys. Another fun Sunday. Next week we got a Susan VP in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like and subscribe.
Bubba.
You're welcome. And if you can, share it out, please. Let's get our viewers up. I'm having so much fun doing these things. It's not about making money. It's about meeting you guys. And I truly believe that you guys are the funnest part of this whole thing. And thank you so much. Once again, Doris, love you for being here.
Bye, brother.
Next week, Susan VP in the house. Bye, Marino. Bye, everybody. There he is, my man. Bye, Snoopy. Tell your family when they watch it to take care of yourselves, take care of your mama. All right. See you guys. Bye.